नमस्कार। श्री Ramakrishna Kathamrita. तव कथामृतं तप्तजीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमङ्गलं श्रीमदादतं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। श्री Ramakrishna Kathamrita प्रथम भाग द्वितीय खंडो चतुर्थ परिच्छेद, and in this chaturtha pariched, the fourth chapter, at the starting of the fourth chapter, we have seen how all these Brahmo devotees, how they are spellbound listening to Thakur's word, spellbound seeing Sri Ramakrishna, such a lovely figure. The Sohasya Bodon, his face with that beautiful, bewitching smile. It is just capturing all the attention of these devotees. Anandamoy, such a blissful mood. Premanuranjit Noyon, eyes as if all the love and compassion is filled in those eyes for these people, for all these devotees, for the entire mankind. And a person who knows nothing but God in this world, whose entire life is God centered, only Ma, and all his devotees, spellbound, they are listening to his words, the intricate matters of the spiritual paths. Sri Ramakrishna is explaining in such simple terms that you lead, take whichever path, whether it is path of knowledge, a path of devotion, or path of action, the jnana, bhakti, or yoga, your destination is going to be the same. You go this way, you go this way, you go this way, destination is same. All these travelers on these different paths, the jnanis, the bhaktas, and the yogis, they are all going to meet at the same place at the end of the journey, and then they are going to exclaim, "Oh, we all traveled different paths and we have all met here at the same destination." And now, after explaining in the third chapter how these different paths lead to the same destination, now Sri Ramakrishna has introduced the topic of the oneness of Brahma and Shakti. The Brahma and power of Brahma, the Shakti of Brahma. They are identical, they are not different. For which Thakur has given us a beautiful example of fire and its burning power, example of sun and its rays, example of milk and whiteness. Can we think about one entity without the other? No. The moment we think of fire, we have to also accept its burning power. The moment we think about sun, we have to also accept the rays of suns, the light of sun. And when we think about milk, what comes to our mind? The whiteness of the milk. We can't we can't think of milk without that whiteness. Likewise, the Brahman and the Shakti are one and the same thing. And Thakur further says that Taroi, Adya Shakti Leelamoy, this Adya Shakti, the primordial power, she is the enchantress. She keeps playing all these games of creation, preservation, and destruction. It is her fondest game to create the things, to preserve them, and finally to take them back in her womb to destroy and then start the new creation. So Thakur says this Adya Shakti itself is called as Kali, and verily Kali is Brahman and Brahman is verily Kali. They are not separate. Then Thakur explains how it is that a one thing, people call by different names. First, he had given the example of that priest when he's worshipping, when he's conducting puja in the temple before the in the shrine, he is called as pujari. But the same priest, same Brahmin, when he starts cooking in the kitchen, he is called as the cook. That time he is not called referred to as priest. So same person. And then Thakur says, there is another thing. We all drink it. Now one person drinks water from one corner, one bank of the pond. That fellow calls, আমি জল খাবো. I am drinking jol. From another corner, from opposite bank maybe, another person is there. He is drinking and then he says, I am drinking pani. And from the third corner, another Englishman, tie, suited, booted, comes, he drinks and he says, I am drinking water. Now all three are drinking the same thing, but they are called as jol, pani, water, and we perceive them to be different things, but in reality, it is one and the same thing, the H2O, the water, and we call it by so many names. Likewise, Ramakrishna says that some call that ultimate reality as Allah, some call it as God, some call it as Bhagwan. Again, some call it as Rama or Hari or Durga or Yeshu. So many names. But the ultimate reality is nothing but one. Brahman and Kali, nothing but one. And now hearing this, Sri Keshav Chandra Sen has raised a question. He has asked one question to Sri Ramakrishna. Keshav Shohashe, কালী কতভাবে লীলা করছেন সেই কথাগুলি একবার বলুন. Now Sri Ramakrishna has told that this Adya Shakti, she is fond of playing this game, playing these tricks of creation, preservation, destruction. Now Keshav Babu asks him very politely, sir, what are the ways that Kali plays? What are those different ways that Kali plays? Please explain to it once. Shri Kothaguli Ekbar Bolun. Now, let us read about Keshaber Shohit Kotha Mahakali or Shrushti Prakaran. The conversation with Keshav regarding Mahakali and the creation of this universe. Sri Ramakrishna Shohasya, তিনি নানাভাবে লীলা করছেন. তিনি মহাকালী, নিত্যকালী, শ্মশানকালী, রক্ষাকালী, শ্যামাকালী. Sri Ramakrishna says, she herself is verily, she plays in various ways. তিনি নানাভাবে লীলা করছেন. Various ways she likes to play. She is Mahakali. Again, she is also Nityakali. Mahakali is the absolute goddess, the unconditioned goddess with no attributes, as Mahakali. Then again, she is Nityakali, ever existing, everlasting, always there, Nityakali. Shmoshankali. She is also, again, she is representing herself as indweller, the goddess dwelling in the cremation grounds, Smoshan. And again, she is Rakshakali. She is the goddess who protects her children, Raksha. She protects her children. And she again is Shama Kali. So this Kali aspect itself has so many variations for that matter. The Mahakali, the Nitya Kali, Shmashan Kali, Raksha Kali, and Shama Kali. Shama Kali is the beloved mother in the dark blue complexion. Shama means dark. So, Shama Kali is the goddess, the divine mother, when she takes that form of dark blue complexion. Now, Thakur further explains Mahakali Nityakalir কথা তন্ত্রে আছে যখন সৃষ্টি হয় নাই চন্দ্র সূর্য গ্রহ পৃথিবী ছিল না নিবিড় আঁধার তখন কেবল মা নিরাকারা মহাকালী মহাকালের সঙ্গে বিরাজ করছিলেন Now, when there was no creation, before the mother got into the act of playing mood, and before the creation was started, before she gave birth to all this creation, what was there? Before the creation, there was nothing. There was no universe, there was no creation. Chandra, Surjo, Groho, Prithvi, Chilona, this moon, sun, stars, and planets, even this earth, nothing was there. What was there? Nibid Andhar. There was a deep darkness. The entire space pervaded with deep darkness. Nothing, no sun, moon, stars, planets, earth, no galaxies, nothing was there. Just the dark, deep darkness. And at that time, what was Ma doing? Since she was not busy in her play, what was she doing then? তখন কেবল মা নিরাকারা মহাকালী, that time she existed. That time she was, this mother, divine mother, was formless as Mahakali, and Mahakalir সঙ্গে বিরাজ করছিলেন. And she was dwelling with Mahakala, the Lord Shiva. The Mahakali, the formless aspect of this divine mother, was then a part of Mahakala. Now, that is the Mahakali aspect. It is a formless aspect of Kali, of Adya Shakti. It is a formless aspect. Now, Thakur explains the various aspects of Kali that he has listed earlier. Shama Kali. Shama Kalir onekta komol bhav, bara bhoyodayini. Now he is discussing about Shama Kali. That she is a very tender hearted, she has got a loving heart, most loving mother in the form of Shama Kali with a dark blue complexion. This mother is so loving. Vara Bhoyodayini. She bestows blessings and fearlessness to her children. Why fear, my child? I am your mother. And our Ma also says, why fear? Know for sure there is one mother. So that is the Shama Kali aspect of Mahakali, of Kali. গৃহস্থ বাড়িতে তারই পূজা হয়. The Shama Kali, as an aspect of Shama Kali, She is worshipped in the shrines of householders. Hmm. যখন মহামারী, দুর্ভিক্ষ, ভূমিকম্প, অনাবৃষ্টি, অতিবৃষ্টি হয়ে রক্ষাকালী পূজা করতে হয়। When there are disasters, calamities like Mahamari, the epidemics. Now this COVID-19, Corona pandemic we are undergoing, we are all facing these kind of epidemics and pandemics. Then Durbhikho, famine, nothing to eat. Bhumikompo, earthquakes, cyclones, tsunamis. Onabrushti, when there is a drought, no rains, nothing can be cultivated. Again, famine. Or Otibrushti hoye, when there are floods. Rokha Kali Puja करते हो at such time of calamities, all the disasters. We should worship Raksha Kali. She is the protector in her aspect of preservation. Whenever there are calamities, pray to Raksha Kali, worship Raksha Kali to save ourselves from these disasters. Disasters may not stop, it is a natural process, but Raksha Kali will give us strength to face these disasters, to come victorious in spite of all these calamities. Then the third aspect, Shmoshan Kali, the aspect of Kali which loves to dwell in the cremation grounds. শোভ শিবা ডাকিনী যোগিনী মধ্যে শ্মশানের উপর থাকেন। রুধির ধারা, গলায় মুন্ডমালা, কোটিতে নরহস্ত কোমরবন্ধ. That is Smashan Kali. How is so? Smashan Kali Shanghar Murti. The Kali, that aspect of Kali in the destructive mode is Smashan Kali. Now we have seen prior to creation she was Mahakali. Then came the creation and then as Shama Kali, as Raksha Kali, she is preserving that creation. She is protecting her children. And then comes the phase of destruction, and that is brought out by Smashan Kali, the aspect of Kali which dwells in the cremation ground. She lives amidst dead bodies. Shiva, the corpses, the jackals. The moment we think of cremation ground, we get this particular notion of all these jackals howling. Now, this Pashan Kali aspect, she loves to dwell in the cremation grounds amidst Shobha, the dead bodies, the corpses, Shiva, the jackals, Dakini Yogini, the evil destructive forces of this creation. In this creation. And among these, with all these, amidst all these, the dead bodies and the jackals and the Dakinis and the Yoginis, she lives in the cremation grounds. That's why in Tantra Sadhana, there is also a practice of going to cremation grounds and performing austerities to pacify Smashan Kali. So Thakur has, now, how is she? How does she look? While Shama Kali is blue in complexion, Loving, tender heart, typical motherly aspect, motherly love. Now, how this Moshan Kali looks? She has a terrible look because she has to get involved in the destruction phase of this cycle. So, Rudhirodhara, the blood is flowing from her lips. Hmm. And Golai Mundumala, she is having a necklace of skulls in her neck, adorning that beautiful necklace of skulls. Not like ordinary women who have that gold and diamond necklaces and all that. No, our Shmoshan Kali, she has the necklace of skulls in her neck, around her neck. And for girdle, what she has? Norohoster, Komor Bondo. Again, her girdle is not of gold or any precious metal. It is made up of human hands tied together. And that is how this Smashan Kali aspect of the Divine Mother Kali is in that terrible form. Terrible for us to think, but she also is an aspect of Kali only. While there is a motherly love in Shama Kali because that is her job. That is what she is meant for. Only loving her children, giving her protection, giving blessings to her children, and giving fearlessness to her children. I am your mother. That is Shama Kali. Then the Raksha Kali protects them from all the disasters and calamities. And that's why we worship her. And at the end of the cycle, when there is destruction, dissolution, and getting back into that nibid andhar, getting back into that deep darkness, this same loving mother, same protecting mother takes a form of Shmoshan Kali. And that's it. The end of everything. And what happens then after she destroys everything? What happens then? যখন জগৎ নাশ হয়ে মহাপ্রলয় হয়ে তখন মা সৃষ্টির বীজ সকল কুড়িয়ে রাখেন। গিন্নির কাছে যেমন একটা ন্যাতাক্যাতার হান্ডি থাকে, আর সেই হান্ডিতে গিনি 5 রকম জিনিস তুলে রাখে। The moment Sri Ramakrishna said this, Keshaver or Shokoler Hasho, Keshav and all the devotees started laughing. The moment Sri Ramakrishna gave this example, what was that? Jokon Jogot Nash Hoye, when this world, this universe, this entire creation is on the verge of dissolution, is on the verge of getting destructed. That time what happens? তখন মা সৃষ্টির বীজ সকল কুড়িয়ে রাখেন। She collects the seed of this creation and preserves it very safely, very carefully. She preserves all the seed like গিনির কাছে যেমন একটা ন্যাতাক্যাতর হান্ডি থাকে, like the lady of the house, the chief lady of the house, the mistress of the house. She has one pot. It is a hodgepodge pot. It has everything in it. Like the mistress of the house has a hodgepodge pot in which she keeps all kinds of things. This Adya Shakti, this Kali, this Divine Mother, she takes the seeds of all entire creation and puts them in safe custody in locker. Huh? She puts them in her locker for next creation. Isn't Thakur explained it so simply, so beautifully? Such simple language. And this everybody knows in our houses, that the lady of the house, the mistress of the house, she has got this trick that she has got something, some place where she keeps everything hidden. When need arises, she will take them out. And with this example that Sri Ramakrishna gave of how the Divine Mother, she saves the seeds. She collects the seeds and put them in one place for future use. So Keshav and all his devotee family members, they thoroughly enjoyed this example that Sri Ramakrishna has given, and that's how the conversation now is going on. When Keshav asked, "How different? Just tell us, how many different ways does this Kali play? What are the different ways of her play?" And Thakur has started giving this explanation. We will stop this explanation over here today. Next, Thakur is continuing his explanation of this aspect, because Thakur loves to talk about his beloved mother. When it comes to Thakur, you cannot stop Thakur. When it comes to talk on mother, you cannot stop Thakur from talking. Only one thing can stop him from talking: getting into that deep, divine, blessed, ecstatic state. And then he will stop. Otherwise, me and my beloved mother, it is endless talking. In a simple language, in most convincing language, easy to understand language with examples. So that is what the greatness of Sri Ramakrishna's teachings is. So we have seen today the different aspects of Kali, the Shama Kali, Raksha Kali, Shmoshan Kali, and how this Kali, that before, she, when she is in the mode of destruction, when she is destroying this her creation, her own creation, she has to destroy. She will pick up the seeds and store them. So that is today's reading from Sri Ramakrishna Vachanamrita. We will continue it, of course, tomorrow. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaya. Shri Ramakrishnar Panamastu. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swamiji.